Alright, welcome back guys. We are showcasing the brand new LR Super Saiyan Goku, Vegeta and Trunks, affectionately known as the Super Saiyan Trio. This is an ultimate showcase, so defense stats will be showing as usual, pardon me. This is also a shaft showcase, and what I mean by that is I didn't pull the unit. I didn't necessarily get shafted in reality. I didn't really summon too hard for them. However, because I don't have them, I'm only taking a friend. So this is kind of a showcase to display how you can go about using the unit if you didn't pull them. We're running with a Connected Hope centric team. The trio obviously leads Super Saiyans, so everyone in the team is also Super Saiyans. But yeah, we're using the Tanabata Super Gogeta as leader to lead Connected Hope and Time Limit. The only unit that's not on Connected Hope is the AGL Gogeta there. But 7 out of 7 links is turn 1. We got 11 orbs there with Super Saiyan Goku, who shares all his links with this Saiyan trio. And look at that, 14 mil, 540k defense with damage reduction as well that he gets from Rainbow Orbs. He's very, very powerful when he wants to get going. And we got the additional as well, so 9 mil and 700k defense. Really, really good unit. I mean, probably a little bit fragile. Slot 1 isn't his favored position. Luckily, we're in a position here where we didn't get supered in the first turn, and honestly, normals from this Metal Cooler Core aren't the most threatening, but thanks to the damage reduction and the defense post 13 mil, look at that, an 800k defense. Now, keep in mind, this is a very interesting unit in terms of the way they function, especially with the super attack effects. They raise their attack and defense by 50%, on their 18 key and only their attack on their 12 key. 3 turns means that the stack will last until they appear next, providing they're in slot 1 or 2. That stack won't carry over, however, if they're in slot 3, meaning that they're going to come back on the 4th turn. So they've just supered 3 times here. Their defense stack will last till the next turn because they're in slot 2, and they'll have 3 stacks of attack. So their super attack multiplier for their attack will be 150%. On top of anything else that'll come next turn. They'll go into the next turn as well with a super attack modifier of 50%. And then obviously when they super again, that'll go on top. It's difficult to explain, and I'm going to do a tutorial for how to calculate defense stats in the new year at some point, and hopefully that'll help me explain it a little bit better. But what that basically means is that they're... Sorry, I'm just in awe of Future Gohan's intro, which I love. Basically, it means that they're going to be more defensive next turn because they were in slot 2 and they got to raise their defense for 3 turns, basically. And by 3 turns, it means the turns that show down the bottom, not 3 appearances. Something that can easily be confused. Going back to that intro of Future Gohan, by the way, I really, really enjoy, because it took me a few goes to get this recording, but I really enjoy seeing the intro for the Saiyan Trio and then Future Gohan here. Now also keep in mind this boss lowers defense, so the defense you're going to see on screen for Future Gohan here is going to be significantly lower than what it would have been otherwise, because the Cooler Core here lower your super attack modifier for your defense by 40%. He greatly raises on his 18 key super, which is a 50% raise. So theoretically, he only raised his defense by 10% on that first super. So that's why his defense overall is a little bit lower. But yeah, going back to the intros, the Super Saiyan, he quad supers here. It's just insane what he can do. He needs 5 attacks total to build up. But yeah, when you get the Saiyan Trios intro, you got like Vegeta who shows up, goes Super Saiyan. Trunks, his son, shows up, goes Super Saiyan. Goku shows up, turns Super Saiyan. If you've got Future Gohan in the slot behind the Saiyan Trio, it's almost like Goku goes Super Saiyan and then his son also shows up and goes Super Saiyan. It's really cool. I really like how it flows. It's just something that I noticed when I was doing test runs for this showcase. Speaking of defense, on the opposite end of the spectrum of those who have been impressing us so far, these guys are shocking. God damn it, they need an easy A. Just 120% on their passive. Oh, it's so bad, man. Like they're on, well, it's not a 200% leader completely. It's obviously 170 from them and then 200% from the Saiyan Trio. It's really, really poor. We do have 50% defense support on rotation this turn, given that the Carnival STR Super Saiyan Goku supports defense by 50%. See, we're sitting there at 435,000 K defense. Wait, yeah, 435,000 defense basically for the trio. I wasn't sure if I said that right then. They're not going to be fully built up here, so 330k is not quite their max. But with 8 million or 8.8 million attack, that's not too bad, especially with built-in additionals and things like that, which go off. 400k defense, 30% damage reduction. They're doing pretty well. We also have damage reduction on the trio for 5 turns, which obviously is every single turn, not just the ones they appear. So as long as we keep them on rotation, they'll have 3 appearances. Jesus. And see, because that defense carries over, they pump up with the support as well to 1.3 million defense. It's just crazy. Because they don't raise defense on their 12 key, obviously their defense is going to remain the same with every additional super that they do. Now, every additional super that they do, however, does raise their attack. So if you can get the 5 supers or whatever it is that they're capable of, pop the active skill, the next... Ooh, we dodge. Perfect. Yeah, so every super attack you do in the turn prior to using the active skill counts to making the active skill stronger. So it's definitely worth keeping in mind. And if maybe you want to hold off using the active skill until you get one of those lucky turns where you're pumping out like 4, even 5 supers, it's probably worth doing. A thing about the active skill, however, though, and you'll see this in later turns, is because the trio get 130% attack and defense when attacking. So obviously that's what makes them go from like 435k that you saw there up to 1.3 million. If you use the active skill, that counts as an attack, so you get maximum defense almost, other than the super attack effect, prior to collecting orbs with them. So they can be used really tactically as a slot 1 unit on the active skill turn if things are looking a little bit shaky. Same with the future Gohan, to be honest. He did 4 attacks in the previous turn, so he only needs 1 more to be fully built up. So he's going to be looking pretty impressive here. He's not getting support anymore as he was last turn. 435k, he's obviously not debuffed anymore either from the boss lowering super. So he's going to be probably at his best. And, you know, additional, he's got a guaranteed super coming after this with the potential for the 4th of the hidden potential system. Future Gohan, I mean, he's definitely a favorite for the Dokkan Awards, which will be announced within the next day or 2. Voting closes in just under 24 hours at the time of recording. 600k, look at that. I mean, he's just quad supered. He's a monster. He's so good. He's so good, and definitely a favorite, like I said, for the best LR and even the MVP of the year as he dodges a super after doing 4 of his own. It's nuts. It's a shame that he doesn't work as well with this future Gohan as what you might want. This future Gohan obviously being tailored in a way that he kind of wants to be next to a Trunks unit to get his max and versus an android enemy. But I mean, it is what it is. And then Vegeta, unfortunately being sealed, doesn't get to show off at all, but dodges to keep us safe. Now we're going to pop an item here, just so we can unseal the... Oh, hang on, I'm just trying to work out the best way to get orbs here. The STR orbs is probably what we're going to be chasing, I think. What do we get there? 9? So we'll pop the Sensu Bean to unseal the trio, and then obviously get max HP to get the fusion off. And I made a mistake when playing here. I probably should have used the trio's active skill first, so that I had experienced fighters, the Link, active. It would have given us a little bit of extra attack. However, I kind of got a little bit gung-ho and just wanted to see Gogeta's animations here. They're so clean. I mean, it's a shame he's a bit of a pathetic unit performance-wise these days, but it is what it is. And considering he foresees super attacks, he lets us know that we're not going to take one this turn, which is pretty handy, although I think he still probably would die if we got to that point. I don't think we will. These guys just do way too much damage. We're going to have guaranteed crits from this turn, plus type advantage from the Carnival Goku at the start of the turn, who's also going to support 50% attack to the super attack effect of any subsequent units after he attacks with his 18 key super. Not sure about the animations to this. They're good. There are some janky bits, I think, but 8 key, 7 key. So every 3 orbs, they get an additional. So whether we got 7 or 8 there, it wouldn't matter. It's still the 2 additional attacks. So 9.7 mil, they're fully built up, so just under 400k defense, 30% damage reduction, and type advantage. They'll be looking pretty good. against this particular boss. They're critting as well. So for 55%, just under 500k defense, 30% damage reduction, they're pretty good. Considering they're supporting the rotation as well, I really like this unit. They haven't aged perfectly, but I think they're pretty solid. And looking at the HP that Cooler has there, I don't think Gogeta will get a look in at the end of the turn there. So we're 14.8 mil, that 1.3 mil attack, defense stat. Yeah, watch it shred. This is a guaranteed crit, by the way. Woo! And then we get the additional super, 9.8 mil with the same defense from the last super, because obviously they don't raise defense on their 12 key. They're very impressive, though they do have inconsistency issues, I think, and it'll be interesting to see how they age with the content that releases moving forward. But that's the Super Saiyan Trio, guys. That's a team that you can build if you haven't pulled them, like I didn't. But let me know what you think of them. Animations-wise, performance-wise, attack, defense, all the rest. This is an Ultimate Showcase. Like all of my Ultimate Showcases, defense stats are shown on Supers. Go back and have a look at some of the previous ones if you're interested to see how other units perform. If you want to chat to me, obviously there's a comment section down below. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, Discord, and Ko-Fi is where you can support me if you want to help out the channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.